Hello and welcome to Sudoku Guy's simple, straightforward Sudoku solving session. As I said last week, we're going to be doing some classic Sudoku today, so no variants, no fanciness, no extra rules, just gonna solve some Sudoku. We're gonna have a great time doing it. So, thanks for joining me, and let's get started. Oops. This is one I already did. I'm using the Janko site, janko.at, run by Carolyn and Otto Janko. They have a really good collection of puzzles. Got over 1,000 classic Sudokus. I've done the first 10, so let's get going with number 11. I've run into this problem a little bit before. I don't actually know how difficult these are. I mean, I could look, but it's kind of more fun if you don't. So some of these might be really hard, some of them might be really easy. They're not in any particular order that I know of. So let's just dive in. Number 11 is right here. Can you see this all right? Great. Okay. So what do I do first? When I see a Sudoku, I tend to look for what... My favorite approach is to look for what numbers there are a lot of and try to fill in more of them. Like, I see a lot of 2s right off the bat. There's a... Oops. How do I work this interface again? Ah, yes. There's a 2 in this box, there's a 2 in this box, there's a 2 in this box, there's a 2 over here, there's one down here. So maybe this box would be a good candidate. Yeah. 2 has to go here in this box, right? Over here, and now with just these 2 boxes left, have to put a 2 here, 2 here is the last spot that has to go. So we've already got all the 2s. This is probably gonna be one on the easier side then. A lot of 9s also. I see 4 of them. Where can a 9... Where might a 9 be forced? How about this box? This 9 here means the other 9 has to go here. So we've got a 9. This box, this box, this box, this box, this box. So maybe look here? But it can go either here or here, a 9. That's okay then. I don't think we can place any more 9s anywhere. Ooh, there's a lot of 7s. Wait, all the 7s are already... Oh no, still missing a 7 in this top box. One more 7. All the 7s are filled in now. That should have been the first thing I noticed. Huh. Now I'm looking at 6s. There are a lot of 6s as well. You know, we might not ever get to the second stage. We might be able to just finish by looking at the numbers one by one. Definitely looks to be an easier end puzzle. Oh, I didn't start a timer. That's okay. This will be a warm-up. Just chilling on this one. Warming up. Is the music too loud or too quiet? Can you hear it? Is it fine? It looks like my voice is louder, which is the important thing. I had a problem on one of my earlier streams where, like, a lot of the, in the video afterwards, a lot of it got muted because I was playing stuff that was copyrighted. Which, like, I'm kind of surprised that classical music is copyrighted, because you'd think it'd be long enough ago that it'd be free domain or whatever, but I guess not. So this is specifically non-copyrighted music. Should not be any issues. Okay, what other numbers do we have a lot of? 4s maybe? No, only 2 4s. 3 4s. There's one here as well. Not a lot of 8s, not a lot of 1s. Okay, maybe we should go on to the next step. Okay, look for rows and columns that already have a lot of numbers in them and see what's left. Like this row here has a 3, 4, and a 5 left. Which unfortunately doesn't look conclusive, but So okay, let's go on to the next one. How about this column? 4, 8, and 9 left. 4 or 9 here. There's an 8 in the row already. Already a 4 in this row. Already can't put a 4 here because it's already a 4 in this row. Already a 4 in this row, so 4 has to go here. Leaves 8 and 9. Already a 9 in that row, so it has to be that way. Now this box looks promising. 1, 5, and 8. Yeah. Can put the 5 there at least. I guess the 1 and 8 we don't know about yet. How about this box? 1 and 3. Still don't know. Let me, oops. Does this work? Yeah, okay. That's how you do pencil marks. Great. 1, 3 here, and 1, 8 here. And this row, 3 and 9. Doesn't look like we know yet. And this row, 1, 3, and 8. Can't put a 1 here or a 1 here because there's already a 1 in that box. So this has to be with the 1 and this one has to be the 8. Great. How about this column? 1, 5, and 8. Not enough information yet. Okay. This box? What's left? 1, 3, 9. Only spot a 1 can go. And then because of this 3, the 9 and 3 have to be that way. Okay, now these two rows only have 1 left. We can look. This should be a 4. This should be a 9. Let me double check that. Yeah, that looks right. Which leaves in this box just a 3 and an 8. There's an 8 here already, so it has to be that way. The 1 has to go here. Yeah, we're almost done. 4 and 8 and 9 in this column. 9 has to go here. 8, 4. Yeah, I'm not gonna super explain everything at this point. I'm just gonna finish. 1, 3, 5, 6 left in this box. 3, 6, don't know yet. But here, 5 and 8. Here, 4 and 5. Here, 3 and 4, it looks like. Don't know yet. So it really comes down to here. This box here is where you have more than 2 spaces left. This row needs a 1 or 3. There's already 1 in that column though, so this should kill some things. A lot of things, wow. Okay, so 1, 4, 8, and 6. Yeah, that looks right. Excellent. Alright. 1 down. I'm going to see if I can go all the way through number 20 today. This was number 11. Was not so bad. See if I can remember to actually set my timer. I really should, you know what? Let me see if I can do that right now. Put a timer up where you guys can see it. And again, I'm not really going at my my full fastest mode when I'm explaining stuff to you guys, but that's okay. Second, actually more than 1 second. Give me like 30 seconds. Set it up so that I can see it and you can see it ideally. Can you see that? Move it over here. Move it to where I can see it. Great. Okay, let's go do Sudoku number 12. And I will start my timer, and you can see it, and I can see it, and we'll solve number 12. Ready, set, let's go. Alright, is this one a hard one or an easy one? One way to find out. What do I see a lot of? I see a lot of 9s. I think this is the only spot in, oops. It's the only spot a 9 can go in this box. It's the only spot a 9 can go here, and that's all the 9s in the puzzle. What else do I see a lot of? 8s. 8 has to go here in this box. About this box. No, can't decide yet. Okay, so look, in this box an 8 has to go here or here. Specifically, it has to be in the left column, so we can't have an 8 here. We can't have an 8 here, because there's already an 8 in the column. Can't have an 8 here, because there's already an 8 in a row, so 8 has to go here. Probably fancier than I needed, but you notice what you notice, you know? In this row, 4, 5, and 7 are left. In this row, 1, 4, and 5 are left. But we can't decide yet where they go. 3 and 1 left in this box. Now in this row left is 4 and 5. And in this row is 3 and 7, right? Yeah. This column needs a 2 and a 7. This column needs a 1, a 5, and a 2, I think. Yep. 1 and a 4 is what this box needs. This row needs a 3 and a 6. I'm refusing to look at that timer. 1, 2, 3, and 7 in this box. 3, 7, 2, 1. This box requires 1, 5, 6, 2. I don't know if we can finish that box yet. But this column, 5 and 7, good. And this column, 3, 6, 8. Yeah, okay. This has a 3 and an 8 already, and this already has a 3. This row. What goes here? 4. 1, 2, 5, 7 left in this box. 6 and 8 left. 1, 4, 5 still needed here. Okay, how about this column? If we just finished up. What did we need in this box? 1, 2, and 5. Now here we needed what? 1 and 5. 2 minutes 56 seconds. That's pretty good. I mean, that was definitely an easier puzzle, but like, I'll take it. 2:56. Let me write that down. Puzzle number 12, 2:56. Well, man, I was gonna shoot for getting through number 20, but if we're doing one every 3 minutes, then that'll be 20 within an hour. I've got 2 hours, and I started at number 11. Maybe let's shoot for 30. I don't think they'll all be this easy, is the thing. Shall we do another? Another classic Sudoku? Number 13. We gonna get lucky on this one or unlucky? See how fast it is. Let's go. Okay. Oops, 1. Oh, why is it red? That's weird. 2. Okay. Who has to go top row here? Don't know yet. Only place 2 can go in that box. Top row here. Where do I see a lot of 6s? There's kind of a lot of 6s, I guess. Let's just look for rows with a lot in them. This needs 1, 3, 5, and 7. Can't decide yet. This one needs 3, 7, 8, and 9. This column here. 9 can't go in any of the bottom 3 ones. Already a 9 in this box, already a 9 in this row. 3, 7, 8 remaining. Don't know yet. Okay, how about here? This box needs a 3, 5, and 8. The 8 has to go here. Let me just mark down 3 and 5 for later. Now what's left for these two? A 4 and a 7, I believe. How about this box? 3, 7, 8. Needs to go here too, I believe. How about this row? 2, 3, 4, 9. 4 has to go here because there's already 4 and already 4 in that box. So 2, 3, and 9 remain. I don't think there's enough information. But if a 2, 3, and 9 have to go here, I believe this is the only spot a 1 can go. This is the only spot a 5 can go. Okay, how about these 3? These 3 have to be a 1 and a 3 and a 7. Which means this has to be the 5. Oh, and there's already 1 and a 7 in that column. And write these down for later. Don't be afraid to use pencil marks. That's my advice of the day. Pencil marks are very useful. I often don't because I feel like they're a waste of time, but they are not a waste of time. That is a fallacy, especially with harder puzzles. Oh, and this tells us which way the 3 and 8 should go. Now what's left here? 1, 9, and 8. What's left here? 6. Oops. 1, 3, 9 left in this box. What did I say was left here? 2, 3, 9? This is why you use pencil marks. 2, 3, 2, 3, 9, and 3, 9. I left out some of them because there's already a 9 in this column, already a 2 in this column. 2, 3, 5, 6 left in this row. 5 can't go in any of those 3. So 5's got to go here. That fixes the 3 for us. 2, 3, 6 remain in this row. Guess I'll write that down. Okay, so you can't have a 9 here anymore. This row requires 1, 3, and 5. This tells us which way those go. This has to be a 5. 1, 6, and 8. This cannot be a 3 anymore. That's how you do it. Okay. This cannot be a 3 anymore. Okay, this row. 3 and 6. Oops. 5 and 7 left in this box. 5 has to go here. This tells us about this. How about here? 4 and 9. Great. Alright, so the 6 has to go over here, which tells us 2 and 3. This is a 2, this is a 9, this is a 3. Bam! 505. Yeah, that one was a little bit harder. Maybe we'll not hit 30. I mean, it was a little bit harder, but it was still not a hard puzzle. 505 for puzzle number 13. And let's keep practicing. Alright, puzzle number 14 coming right up. Start the stopwatch. Is everything still going fine, technically? Technical-wise? Yeah, there's a lot of numbers. I feel like this one can't be that hard if they give me this many numbers. 9 has to go here. What's left in this box? 5, 6, 8? Whoa. Okay, 5, 6. What's left here now? 2 and 7. And in this box, 1, 6, 9. How about this row? 1, 3, 4, 6. Yeah, I know I'm not looking at the numbers this time, but sometimes you just use different approaches. It's whatever you're feeling. This row requires a 3, 5, 7, and 8. 8's the only one that can go there. 7's the only one that can go here now. 3 and 5 have to be in this order. What's left in this box? 4, 5, 6. This tells us about these, which tells us the order these should go. This has to be an 8. Yeah, using the different techniques, A, it makes me better at them in general, like better at the different ones. And B, sometimes different ones just work better for different puzzles. So if you really think one is applicable to the situation, like this one, there's already so many numbers. There's already so many. There were already, even when we started, there were some boxes that had like 4 or 5 numbers filled in. It's okay to start jumping already into the what's left in this box sort of line of thinking. 3, 4, 6 left here. 4 has to go there. 6 and 3. What's left here? 1 and 7. Here 5, 7, 9. Here what's left? 3 and 4, maybe. 1, 6, 9 on the top row of this box. Yep, there's a 9 up here. This has to be a 2. 1 and 6 are left in this column. And in this column it's 4 and 8. This one we know, looking at the rows. 6, 8, and 9. Why'd the music stop? I'll look into that after this puzzle ends. Now this forces these two top ones. 6 and 3. 1 and 9 here. And boom. 304. Ah. Had 256 earlier. Almost beat that. That's okay. I'm happy with this time. Number 14. 304. Let me try and figure out why the music stopped. Oh, looks like the video I'm using had a copyright infringement. Ha! I'm not the only one with technical difficulties. There we go. There's some music for you. Alright, and with that fixed, let us move on to Sudoku number 15. Start. Alright. This one looks slightly harder than 14. How about this row here? Column, sorry. 1, 4, 5, 6, 8. 4 has to go here. 1, 5, 6, 8. Okay, maybe I should be looking for numbers on this one. 1 has to go here in this box. How about this box? 1. And this box still could be here or here. What other numbers do I see a lot of? 8s? And yeah, maybe, okay. 8 has to go here in this box. And here in this column. or in that box, whichever way you choose to look at it. Down here in this box, over here in this box, and this will be all the 8s. What's left in this box? 1, 3, 6. And then 1, 6 here in some orders. 2, 3, 9. 3 and 5 in this box. Oh, that should force this one. What is it, a 5? Because it can't be a 1 or a 6, because the 1 and a 6 have to go here. 4, 7 in this row. Can't tell, so just let me just write it down. How about this column? Ooh, there's only 2 left. 5 and 6. Yes. And in this box now, 2 and 7. In this row, 4 and 8. No, 4 and 9. That's supposed to be 4. And in this box, 2, 6, 7. Yeah, that was right. Which forces this to be a 3. And this column needs a 2 and a 6. How about this row? 3, 4, 7. My strategy now is just to look at different rows and columns and see what's left. And then if I'm looking at rows, then I look at the next column over, and I look at the columns and see which ones admit each of the numbers that could possibly go there. 3 and a 7 in this box, I believe. 1, 4, 6, 9. Ooh, that's kind of rough. Let's look at the column. Is 1, 4, 6 in the column? Right? Does music have someone coughing in the middle of it? Is that part of the song? That is actually kind of fascinating. I would never think to do that. 2 and a 4 in this row. $3.55. I'll take it. Yeah, that's not me. That's the music. That's a guy coughing. That's funny. It's called infectious. That's funny. Okay. That was number 15. I was hoping to get 10 puzzles done. And I've gotten 5 done. And we're half an hour in out of 2 hours. So maybe 20 today would be a good goal. Or maybe I'll jump to harder ones later. Let's maybe go to 20 and then maybe see if I can't jump to some harder ones. I'll stick to classic ones, no variants. This is a strict no variant night. But these are kind of easy. I guess it's good practice, but like harder ones are better practice, so. Right, number 16. Start. I see a fair amount of 2s. Yep, no more 2s needed. I see a fair amount of 4s. No more 4s. What else do I see? A lot of 3s? Yeah, there are a lot of 3s. Okay, so this one needs an 8 and a 9. Can't decide yet. That's fine. This box needs 5, 6, 8, 9. This one has to be an 8. Already a 5 and 6 in the column. Already a 9 in the row. So this leaves 5, 6, and 9. How about this row? 1, 8, 6, 1, 1, yeah, 1, 6, 8. Write that down. That leaves just a 5 and a 7, I believe, for the other two in this box. And here we need 6 and 7. Left in this row, 1 and 8. Oops. Oh, we can figure out this 8 and 9 left in this box now. This has to be a 7. 5 and 8 left in this box. And the column, same thing. 5, 6, 7 in this row. Oops. 1, 8, 9 in this box. Yeah, sure, I'll write it down. 1, 8, 9 in this column also, but 9's the only place it can go in this column, so that solves some things. 6, 7, 8, 9 left in this box. The 7 and 8 have to go in the bottom row, and there's an 8 right below it, so it has to be this way. 1 and 8. 5 and 7, 5, 6, and 9. How do these go? Like this. 1, 6, 8. 6 and 7. 5 and 8. 312. Still kind of close to that 256 mark that I set with puzzle number 12, but 16 seconds off. I'll take it. Yeah, these are really easy. I'm thinking much faster than I can speak on these. Maybe the more complicated ones are better to do. I told myself I would do through number 20 though, so we're gonna go through number 20. Got 4 more. I bet we can finish by on the hour. Actually, that's a really easy goal. I bet we can finish by 50 if we don't hit any randomly hard ones. It's 35 now. It gives us 15 minutes to do 4 puzzles. Let's go. Number 17 is oops, clear start. Okay. Okay, this one could be harder. That right side looks kind of sparse. Yeah, okay, so 8's forced in this this box. A lot of 8's in general, actually. Are there any others that are forced? I don't think so. What else is there a lot of? 9's? Not enough to force anything, I don't think. Let's look in this column. 1, 4, 5, 6 left. The 5 has to go up here, so 1, 4, and 6 left. I'm just gonna pencil mark these in for later. Yeah, this one's gonna be harder, isn't it? That's fine. Ooh, 6 in this column. 2, 3, and 5? No, 6 left. Okay, so the 5 and the 8 have to go here and here. Can't have a 5 or 8 here, already in that column. Can't have a 5 or 8 here, already in this row. So that means the 3 and the 6 have to go in these two, because they are the ones remaining. Okay, that gives us something. Should I change my goal to finish this one by 50? Nah, I think it'll pick up. Okay. This site always does this to me. After I talk about how easy the puzzles are, then it's like, bam, have a hard one. I guess it's a good thing, though. The thing is, though, I suspect this is actually not that hard. Yeah, like, where can a 1 go in this box? Has to be here. Which leaves, what, 3, 4, 5, 6? 5 has to go here. Oh, so if 3, 4, 6 are here, that creates a triple with these 3. 3, 4, and 6 have to go in these boxes in some order. So what goes over here? 2 and 9? Looks like. Yeah, these two have to be a 2 and a 9, which tells us some things about where things go in that box over there. About, oh, wait. 5 is now forced in this box. Oops. Which means 8 has to go here. How about this row? 1, 3, 6, 7. Not 1, just 3, 6, and 7. And then this row is 3, 4, 6, 8. Yes. This is the only place an 8 can go in this column. Oops. 2, 3, 6. Left in this column. Oh, there's 2, 3, 6 here as well. That means 2, 3, and 6 have to go in these 3 boxes within this box. Or in these 3 spaces within this box. I should clarify my terminology. 4, 5, and 9 then have to go. Oh, this has to be a 9. Already a 4 and a 5 in that row. So 4 and 5 go here. Which leaves what for these 4? Can't have a 4 or 5. Can't have a 2, 8, or 9. 1, 3, 6, 7. Oh look, if there's a 2 here, there's nowhere a 2 can go in this box up here. Because, actually, wait, I can just say that this has to be the 2. This is the only place a 2 can go in this box. That's right. Because this row can't have another 2 in it, and this column can't have another 2 in it. Like a Hellcat. Excellent. Okay, 1, 3, 6, 7 I said for this column, I believe. Oops. May as well write everything down. That's the best thing to do when you're stuck. So can I beat this one in 15 minutes or less? We'll see. 1, 2, 3, 6 in this row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this row. That's too many for me to write down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 in this column. Again, probably too many to write down, but do I notice anything? Not particularly.
Like a Hellcat.
In this box, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Maybe I should be writing everything down. Okay, oops, this should be 3, 4, 6. Only thing is they can go in the square, which seems promising to me. I don't see any combos yet, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Can't be a 1. And that could be anything. I won't write it down then. I feel like more than 4 pencil marks in one square is a little silly. But sometimes you need to. What's left in this column? Oh, this can't be a 6. Oops. So 3 or a 4. 2, 3, 4, 7, and 9 in this column. That's a lot, but there's plenty of them blocked off in each square. 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, I said. Oh. Oh, wait. These two both can only be 2 or 3. Yeah, it's correct. Huh. Okay, so that tells us that we can't have the 3 or 2 anywhere else in this column, so this in particular has to be a 4. Which means this has to be a 7, this has to be a 9. Okay, okay, that's the breakthrough, I think. Oops. Can't have 2 or 3 anywhere else in this box either. So what's left in this box including that? Okay, 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 1 6 pair here. If one's a 1, the other has to be a 6. This can't be a 6. What's left in this row? 1, 3, 4, 6? Oh, I like this song. Maybe it's just because I feel good because I'm actually making progress. Okay, so 7 and 9. This is the only spot a 9 can go. Wait. Hold up. Okay, this can't be a 7. 1 and a 6 have to go here and here. Leaving just 2 and 8 over here. Which means 1, 3, 4 for the other 3 squares. Yeah, we already had 1, 3, 4 written there. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, 7's the only spot that, this is the only spot a 7 can go in this row. What does this tell us? Okay, this can't be a 3. I want you to think about why that is. I'm not gonna tell you. Got pencil marks almost everywhere. May as well finish it up since I don't see where to go next immediately. This row requires 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. Oh, can't be a 4. 2, 3, 5, 6. This one can't be a 5 either. But we said we can't have 2, 3 already, so this one has to be a 6. This can't be a 5 because we already have a 2 and a 3 accounted for in that box. That has to be a 1 now. This is 7 or 9 here, I believe. So we can't have a 7 or a 9 anywhere else in the row, but it doesn't look like we do anyways. Okay, no 1 in this column, so this has to be a 4. 3 and 1 now. This can't be a 3. This can't be a 3 or a 4. Oh wait, we put a 1 in this row already. Okay, pencil marks in every box now. Let's just finish it. Yeah, we can do this in under 15. Let's go. 6 has to go here. 1, 3, and 6 in some order now. 1, 4. No 4 or 6 in this column. This has to be the 3. This has to be the 6 then. 4, 7, 3. 3 has to go here. This forces all these 3 6s. Got a 2 3 pair. That has to be a 6. This has to be a 5. 9 7 is decided. 2 9. 8 2. This is 6 and 8 here. This has to be the 1. 4 3 2. Boom! Told you we could do it in under 15. Did it in under 14. 1357. Okay, yeah, that one was indeed harder. I hope the others are about this difficulty. 13 minutes is not easy, but not hard. It's not terribly difficult. I guess it's yeah. This is a good difficulty. I enjoyed that one. Maybe put a lot of pencil marks in. Very interesting solve. Alright, let's keep going. I said we'd go through 20. We've done through 17. Let's do number 18. Boom, start the timer. This one looks probably easier. What numbers do I see a lot of? Well, 2 has to go here in this box. What other boxes might I be able to put a 2 in? This one. And now this one. Now the remaining 2s have to go here, here, and here or here. I see a lot of 9s, I think. I feel like at this point it's the same common numbers over and over again. I feel like we've often had lots of 9s. Almost certainly a coincidence. But we are done with 9s now. We only had to fill in 3 of them. What's left in this box? 1, 4, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm not going to write it down yet. What's left in this column? 4, 6, 7, 8? Ooh, this column already has 6 in it. 1, 3, 4 are left. No, no. 3, 4, 6 are left. 6 has to go here. 4 has to go here. 3 has to go here. What's left in this box? 2, 7, 8. I'll pencil mark these in. How about this box? 1, 3, 7. Okay, pencil marks it is. How about this box? 3, 4, 8. It's not. Okay. Ooh, this column has 6 in it. 3, 4, and 8, I guess. This box, 1, 5, 6. Can't have a 1 in that row. Leaves 5, 6 here, which leaves just 4 and 8 here. Oh, which means this can't be a 4. Otherwise, there'd be nowhere 4 could go in that row. That forces all of these. And all of these at 2, actually. How about this? Yeah, and all of these too. Very nice, very nice, very nice. How about this column? 4, 5, 8, it looks like. That looks right, okay. 1, 5, 6 in this box. Yeah, now we're rolling. 2, 3, 6, 7 in this box. Question mark? Exclamation mark, that's correct. Okay. 1, 4, 7, 8 in this box. Yeah, we just finished now. 8, 4. What's left? 5 and 6. 346. Yeah, okay. I think 17 was another kind of anomaly. I don't think it was just me. I do legitimately think that one was a harder puzzle. Actually, let's check. It does give difficulty ratings on these. What's German for difficulty? Is it this one? No, that's for size. This is difficulty. Full list. Yeah, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. These have all been level 4. And 17 was level 8. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Wait, that was considered one of their harder ones? They give it an 8 out of, I guess you probably can't see this, I apologize. They gave 17, it's listed under 8. The other ones we've done today are listed under 4 in difficulty. It goes from 0 to 9, I think. From leicht to schwer. I don't know German. Clearly. Okay, but if that's an 8 on a scale of 0 to 9 and I solved it in 14 minutes, that makes me feel good about myself. It also makes me think that maybe the puzzles on this site are a little bit too easy. Then again, it is usually the variants that trip me up for long periods of time, so. Alright, yeah, okay, let's do number 19. Clear the clock. On your mark, get set, go. Okay, this one looks harder. Look, this is a lot sparser than some of the other ones we've done. Any freebies? Here's a freebie. This is a 4. This has to be a 1. Only spot I can go in that box. Only place a 6 can go in this box. Now this column has 5 in it. It's missing 2, 3, 4, and 8. Guess I may as well mark these down. 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 8, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 8. Can you see my pencil marks? I'm not sure. This row also has 5 in it. 1, 7, 8, 9. Remain. There's kind of a lot of 8s. Can I say anything about 8s? There's not that many 8s. Kind of a lot of 5s though. I think this one's forced. I don't think anything else is though. Yeah, nope. 3s. Nah. 6s? I think we already found the one that we would be able to. Okay, so where are there lots of numbers already? We kind of already identified one row and column that already have 5 in them. So look for ones with 4 in them, I guess. Like, these boxes. No, I don't think there's much force in that area. Can I look at 2s? What's left in this column? 1, 2, 5, 7, 9. Oh, this actually has to be a 9. That's the only thing that can go there. 1, 5, 7 already in the box, 3, 4, 6 already in the column, and a 2 already in the box. I don't think that gives me enough information on any of the. I don't think this forces a 9 to go in a particular spot in any other boxes. But this column now has 5 in it. 1, 2, 5, 7 remain. Oh, this has to be a 7. Yeah, 1, 2, 5 remain. Pencil marks it is. I'll take that. That 7 here forces, that's the 7 in this box too, I believe it has to go here. Oops. Big 7. And that means there's only one spot a 9 can go in this box. There's only a 9 has to go here in this box. This now has to be a 7 because it had to be a 7 or a 9. 8. These now have to be a 1 or a 9. Don't know which yet, I suppose. Okay, I think this is easier than 17, but harder than most of the others in general. What's left in this box up here? 2, 3, 4, and 6? This one has to be the 2. 3, 4, 6. That one can't be a 3, but other than that, I'm not sure. Does this say, oh, that says 3, 4, 8. Okay. I guess this row is 3, 4, 6, 8. Oh, this can't be a 2. Oh, this can't be a 2. It has to be a 3. So just 1 and 5 left in this row? Which means now these 3 have to be just 3, 6, and 8. None of these can be 3s now. Two, 4, 8 left in this box. In this box it's 2, 3, 4, and 7. This can't be an 8. Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 7. So the 7 has to go here. Only spot it can go. The 3 has to go here. Only spot it can go. 2, 3, 4 left in that column, leaving what in these last 2 squares in this box? 8 and 9. We know how those should go. Look at those rows. This now can't be an 8. about this column? 2, 3, 4, 6? Oh, 7 in this box is forced. Oh hey, do we have a viewer? Welcome. I don't know if you're an actual viewer or just a bot, but glad to have you either way, I guess. I can appreciate the bots that are crawling, giving me publicity or something. If you're not a bot, of course, that's obviously better. Welcome. 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 in this row. 9 can't go here or here or here or here. That's the only spot a 9 can go. And that tells us about this row. How about this box? 5, 7, 8, 9. 8 and 9 have to go there. 5 and 7 have to go there. Okay, we're in business now. This is very good. 1, 2, 4 left in this row. Where can 8 go in this box? Has to be here.
No, there ain't no stopping us.
2, 4, 6 left in this row.
Couldn't catch me, I be moving fast.
1, 2, 3, 4 left in this column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, sorry.
Flying up in a ball, wish on a star. Time to show 'em who's in charge.
Oh. This row has been determined by that 1. We should know more about the 3, 6, and 8 also. 3 and 6 is what's left in this column. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 left here. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and there's already a 5 and a 2, so 1, 3, 6. Let's finish off the pencil marks. What's left in this column? 1, 4, 5, 6.
I said I'm moving too far. Get to glass.
Great. Now where do we go? You see anything? Okay, yes, right here. Can't be a 1 because there's already a 1 in that column.
Looking at a shooting star. Got more than a couple of people going mad. I swear they're rooting hard. Tell them I'd be big in a game.
This has to be
like
a
she would've
1.
got them breast implants. I said I'm moving too fast. Didn't even get a glance. I'm ready to eat up track like I'm seated in
4 has to go here in this box.
You had swag like mine. You know it's best to flaunt. We are.
There's already a 2 in this row, so this is the only place there can be a 1. 3 and 6 left in this box. This is the only spot a 1 can go. In the entire grid, actually. 5 now has to go here. Okay, I don't know if there's anything we can do in those bottom 3 rows anymore. Let's move up to the top. Okay, last thing to push through, and then we'll be solved. Oh! This column has 8 in it already. 3, 4 left. Can't decide which is which yet, but now there's only one place that 6 can go in this column. And in this column. No, that's not true. Still a 6 there or there.
I said I'm moving too far. Get to glass.
Okay, last hurdle here. I'm looking at the top left corner right now. That seems to be where things are tracing back to, but I don't see yet. I should look at I should make sure my pencil marks are accurate. I think the issue is that I probably forgot to erase a number off of something. Like here, this can't be a 6. Do you see anything? This is a good puzzle. I like this one. This one might take me longer than number 17. This is not the type of music I usually listen to. It's interesting to say the least. Huh. I'm kind of enjoying it though. Just thought I wouldn't get any copyright claims this way. Maybe I still will, who knows. Alright, where should we look? The top left, the top middle, and the bottom right are sort of the most complicated boxes in that they have 3 left instead of 2. We should maybe be looking at some sort of bifurcation? I think I've checked everything, and I think all the pencil marks are accurate at this point. Could be wrong, might be worth another check, but I think it's fine. I don't see any anything obviously wrong anyways. So it's the 8s up in the top left and top middle that are complicating things. Let's look at the 8s. If we put an 8 here, there also has to be an 8 here. That should force some things, like the 3, 6 here means that this has to be a 4, this has to be a 3, then this has to be a 2, this has to be a 4, this has to be a 2, this has to be a 4. Oh, that's bad. We said there was a 4 here already. Hold on, let's go through this again. I'm gonna actually write them in this time. Suppose we have an 8 here, and an 8 here. Or then that means there has to be an 8 here, because that's the only place you can go in that box. Now this has to be a 4. And so this has to be a 3, and this has to be a 4. Now the 2 and 4 are decided. And so this has to be 2. This has to be a 4. Oh no, we have 2 4s in the same row. So that's bad. Hopefully I can undo. So this cannot be an 8. The 8 has to go here and here. So this should do everything else for us. 3 6, 4 3, 2 4, 2 4, 2 4, 2 3 6 over here. This has to be a 2. 6 3, 6 3, 2 3. We did it! Most difficult one of the night, 1657. That was a good 3 minutes longer than number 17. Although I did take like an extra minute to explain that last step to you guys, but like, that was a good one. I liked that one. That last step was really nifty. I'm curious if there's a way to like see that in a simpler way, rather than just saying, what if this is an 8? So the issue is that if we have an 8 here, this forces 2 4s in that row. I think the way to see it is this. If this one's a 4, regardless of the 8, if this is a 4, this one has, then the 4 has to go here in this box. And so this has to be a 2, and this has to be a 4. Basically, we have, this one has to be the same as this one, because they're both either a 2 or a 4, and this one's the other one. Like, these two are a pair, 2 or 4, and then these two are a pair, 2 or 4. So this one has to be the same as this one. And then these two, right here, this one and this one, they have to be a 4 together. Just because if this is a 4, then this one can't be, so this has to be a 4. And if this is a 4, then this one can't be, so that has to be a 4. Does that make sense? So basically, this is a 4 exactly when this one is, and this is a 4 exactly when this one is. So we can't have both of these being 4. So that was, I think, in the purest form, that last step was what that boiled down to. I think that was the last step, was if this is a 4, if either of these are a 4, then the other one has to be a 4. And since they're in the same row, they're not allowed to both be 4s, so that's it. Cool, okay, I really liked that one. That was number 19. I think they're getting a little bit harder. Shall we look for where it was on the difficulty list? Number 19. I wish these were sorted somehow. Yeah, number 19 was also a level 8, just like number 17. On a scale of 0 to 9, it was rated 8. Okay. Cool, but it still only took me 17 minutes. I've had Sudokus take me like well over an hour before. I mean, variants usually, but maybe I'm getting better. That would be exciting. Alright, I said I'd get through 20, and here it is. Number 20. Got 45 minutes to solve it, in case it turns out to be just really crazy hard. On your mark, get set, let's go. This one doesn't look so bad. What's left in this column? I totally just jinxed it, but this doesn't look so bad, knock on wood. Okay. 1, 3, 4, 7 left in this column. What numbers do I see a lot of? I see a lot of 3s, I think. Not enough to give me things, though. I believe 5 is forced in this box. And in this box now. And in this box? Nope, not quite. Here or here. This box, though. We finished 5s? Not quite, not quite. Okay. What else do I see a lot of? 8s? And I think it's the only 8 I can force for now. Okay, so this box has a 9 forced. Any other boxes have 9s forced? This one almost does. Has to be here or here. In fact, these two have to be a 1 or a 9. These are the only spot a 1 or a 9 can go. So if anything else goes in either of these, you can't put a 1 and 9 in both of the other one. So that leaves, what, 2, 7, 8 down here? Which means this one has to be a 2. There's already a 7 and 8 in that column. Which means this can't be a 7, because both of these would then be 8s. And this is a 4 or 7, so it's got to be a 4. That leaves 1 here. So these are 3 or 7. The other 3 boxes then are 1, 4, or 6. This one has to be the 6. Oops. 1, 4. This is the only place a 6 can go in this row. How about this column? 1, 2, and 4 left? Oh, and this one can't be a 1 or a 4 because the 1 and the 4 in this row have to be this one and this one. This has got to be a 2, which forces everything else. 4, 7, 9 in this box, meaning this can't be a 7. This one's a little more oblique than some of the easy ones we had, but it's not as hard as 17 and 19. What's left in this? 1, 2. Still got nothing in the middle though. Having a totally empty box is kind of cool. 2, 4, 7, 9, and this 4 has to go here. 2, 7, 9 left. Pencil mark it. Okay, so these two have to be a 7 and a 9. And this is... So 7 and 9 can't go anywhere else in this column. So this has to be a 2. Huh. In fact, we can tell what these 3 are as well by what's left over. I think it's a 1, 5, and 6. What's left here? 2 and 8? Looks like. These pairs are progress. It's not as satisfying as filling in a full number, but they're definitely progress. How about this row? What's left? 1, 3, 7, 9. And this box actually, 1, 3, 6, 7. 6 has to go here, only spot it can go. Oh, this can't be a 7. 7 has to go here in this box. That'll force a lot of stuff down here. Nice. Nice. This can't be a 9, because there's already 9 in that column. Only spot of 1 can go in this column is right there. Three, 4, and 8 left in this box. How about this row? 2, 5, 6, 9. That looks right. A lot of 5, 6, and 9 already in that column. Oh, this 2 and 8 is determined now. Oh, this can't be a 2. Means this is a 6. 1, 5. Only only spot a 1 can go in this column is here. Three, 4, and 8 left in these column, or in this row, I mean, sorry. Oops, I'm trying to pencil mark. Three, 4, oh, 3 and a 4 have to go here already. We got a pair. So that leaves just 6 and 7 for these two. This one can't be a 6 because there's a 6 right above it. That tells us about this 7 and 8. That tells us about this row, I believe. Yeah, which should tell us about this row. And we're basically done at this point. Oops. $705. Okay, so that was like medium difficulty in comparison to what else we've done tonight. We had a lot of easy ones that we solved in under 4 minutes. One that we even solved in under 3, number 12, had a time of 2:56. But, yeah, number 17 and number 19 were pleasantly hard. Okay, so I got through all the ones I hoped to get through today, and I've still got like 40 minutes left. What do I do now? I'm going to stick to classic Sudoku. Still not going to do any variants. This is the rule for tonight. Let me think about what sites do I know that have Sudoku. Is the Nikolai site still up? I'm going to pull up my idling animation thing that I made while I go search for more puzzles real fast. This would be a great time to go take a bathroom break or something, if there were anyone watching. But I guess if you're watching the video, you're going through the video, now's a good time to take a bathroom break. Yeah, I think the Nikolai site is down now. I want to do ones that I can solve online, because I don't want to have to deal with my camera and stuff. What I'll probably just do is keep doing Janko puzzles. See if I can get through 25. Yeah, no, this is fine. I like the current setup. And there are a few difficult ones, which is good. It's healthy to do some hard ones, I think. Challenge myself, get better. And easy ones are good too. They are good for my confidence, and also good for just being able to quickly look at a puzzle and figure out like what numbers are missing from a row. That's a developed skill. You gotta look at be able to just quickly make the really quick deductions. I've gone back and looked at some of my older videos from earlier streams, and sometimes it's just painful to watch. I'm like, there's a really obvious clue right there, why are you not getting it? So developing an eye for the straightforward techniques is also good. But of course, the more complicated ones are more fun. So yeah, so I guess I'll just keep doing this. See if I can get through number 25 by the end of the night. All right, yeah, let's do number 21. I guess another thing I could do is handpick the hard ones, but I kind of don't want to go out of order. Like, which I know is silly, because I'm never going to get through all 1,000 of these. But, like, it just feels wrong to do, like, number 981 next or whatever. I've done 20, let's do number 21. Alright, hopefully you are back from your bathroom break, because I am starting number 21. Mark it, set, go. Okay, this does look on the easier side. What numbers do I have a lot of? 9s. It's always the 9s. Those are all the 9s. They gave me 7 of them. Okay, 7s, speaking of which, I also have a lot of. Okay, 2, 4, and 6 left in this box. 6 has to go here. I probably don't need to, but I'll go ahead and write down the 2 and 4. There are lots of 1s around? Yeah, there are. 1. That's all the 1s. 2, 3, 5 left in this box. 3 has to go here. In this row, 2, 3, and 4 remain. In this box, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yes. I feel like I should be looking at 3s, maybe. Oh, this row is 2 and 4. Right? Yeah, and then 2 and 6 left. Oh, this can't be a 2 because of that pair over there on the left. What's left here? 4 and 6. 3. 2, 4, 5, 8. 4. Only spot of 4 can go in this row. This tells us about this 2 and 4. 2, 5, 8. 3 and 6 left in this box. 2, 5, 8 in this row. 2, 4, 5, 8 in this row. This is gonna be a 8. 2, 5, 6. 2, 6. 2, 3, 5 in this row. This has got to be a 2. 3. This tells us about these. 5, 6, 5, and 6. 252! Our previous best was 256. New record. Alright. Whew. I wasn't even looking at the clock. I didn't see that coming. 252. We did number 12 in 256. Number 21, we set a new record. And you know, as I was solving this, I was actually thinking, maybe the next one I won't use the timer. I'm gonna walk through it real nice and slow, just for those viewers who are like new to Sudokus and maybe don't understand what I'm talking about when I talk about pairs. I'm gonna pull up number 22, and if it looks like it's gonna be a kind of difficult one, then maybe I'll speed run it. But if it looks like an easy one, then I'm gonna walk through it slowly, and you can solve it with me, and it's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be fun. Alright? Forget getting to number 25. I just want to go through one slowly and thoroughly. Actually, maybe if it's a harder one, maybe that's an even better reason to take it a little bit slow so I can explain all of my terminology. In fact, you know what? Oh, I just did that whole one without you seeing it. I still had my screensaver on. I promise you I solved this one in 252 though. I promise. And this is number 21, look. Man! You didn't get to see my record. That's funny. I messed up. I'm sorry, guys. That's hilarious. Oh, man. Anyways, I'm gonna move the timer off. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I'm gonna move the timer off. so you can't see it, because I'm going to do this next one slowly. We're going to solve this one together. I'm not going to speed run it. No worrying about speed. Let's do number 22. I have no idea whether this is a hard one or an easy one. Hopefully it's on the harder end. Actually, I am going to speed run it if it turns out to be really easy. Well, we have half an hour left. I'll see what I feel like when I pull it up. I will not start the timer. Let's pull up number 22. Yeah, this one looks like they gave you a lot of numbers already. Okay, so yeah, let's take it slow. Let's take it slow. So how does Sudoku work? We have to put the numbers 1 through 9, one number in each box, such that each row, see, in each column, in each of these 3x3 boxes that are like outlined, like here, they each have to contain the numbers 1 through 9 exactly once each. And so some techniques that I want to use is typically there's two ways to figure out, there's two like easy ways to figure out what goes in a box. You can either look at a box and count and look at all the numbers and see what can possibly go in that box. For example, let me find a good one. Here, for example, this highlighted box, I can't put a 1 there because there's already a 1 in this row. There has to be exactly one 1 in this row. So we can't put a 1 here. There's already a 2 in this row. There's already a 3 in this column, so we can't put a 3 there. That would make 2 3s in that column, and then there wouldn't be room for something else. It could be a 4, so I'm going to write down 4 as a pencil mark, because it might be a 4. There's already a 6 in this, or sorry, 5's after 4. Wow, okay, I am tired. There's already a 5 in this row. There's already a 6 in this column. It could be a 7. There's already an 8 and a 9 in that column as well. You can see them up here. So what I did is I picked this cell, and I looked at what numbers could possibly go in it, and now I know it's either a 4 or a 7. That's one approach. The other thing you can do is you can either look at an entire row, or an entire column, or an entire box, and pick a number and be like, okay, where can this number go in this row? For example, if I look at the top row, where can an 8 go in this row? There needs to be an 8 somewhere in the top row. And it has to be in one of these 5 blank spaces because we don't see one yet. It can't be one of these 3 because there's already an 8 in this box. We can't have 2 8s in the same box. So, can't put an 8 here, here, or here. And we can't put an 8 here either because there's already an 8 in this column. So if we can't put an 8 in any of these 4, and there has to be an 8 somewhere in this row, that means the 8 has to be in the last remaining box, right here. Oops. So those are the two most basic techniques for Sudoku. Let's do this again with this box. Where can a 2 go in this box? You can't put a 2 here, because there's already a 2 in that row. Can't have 2 2s in the same row. Can't put a 2 here, because there's already a 2 in the same row. Can't put a 2 here, because there's a 2 right below it. So that means the 2 has to go here. So when I say like, oh, this is the only spot a 2 can go in this box, this is what I'm doing really quickly in my head. So sort of on the more larger scale, one way I like to start puzzles, especially easier looking puzzles like this one, is I look at the entire puzzle and I see, okay, if I already have a lot of a specific type of number, then I have a lot of information on where that number can and can't go. So I try to, if I already have a lot of one number, I try to fit even more of that number in. So right now we have 7 2s already on the board. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, 5, 6, and 7 of them. In particular, we're only missing 2s in these 2 boxes. So let's see where 2 can go in these 2 boxes. Can't put a 2 here, there's already a 2 in that row. We can't put a 2 in any of these because there's already a 2 in this column. And again, we can't have two of the same number in the same row or in the same column. So the 2 in this box, it can't go in any of these 4 squares, and it can't be in any of the squares that have already been filled in, so it's got to go there. And in the last one, in the last box over here, can't put a 2 here, there's already a 2 in that row. Can't put a 2 here, there's already a 2 in that row. Can't put a 2 here, there's already a 2 in that row. That just leaves this, I say this is the middle row of this box. When I take a 3x3 box and I say the top row, middle row, and bottom row, this is what I'm referring to, top row, middle row, bottom row of this box, and similarly for columns. So because we already have a 2 in the bottom row of this box, and in the top row of this box, this 2 right here, it's got to be in the middle row. And it can't be here because there's already a 2 in that column. So the last 2 has to go here. So that's all the 2's. There has to be 1 in each box. You should, if you count, you'll see that there's 9 2's in total. So let's do this again with another number. What do we see a lot of? Off the top of my head, I'm seeing a lot of 6's. I think I see 6 of them so far. We're missing a 6 in this box, we're missing a 6 in this box, and we're missing a 6 in this box down at the bottom. I think this one is the most promising, having not really looked at it. Yeah, so here, where can a 6 go in this box? There's 4 empty spaces. It can't go in either of these because there's already a 6 in this column. This one right here. It can't go here because there's already a 6 in this column. So the 6 has to go in the other blank space. Gotta go right here. Now how about this this box here? There's already a 6 in this row. There's already a 6 in the row with these 2 squares. There's already a 6 here in that column. So we have to put a 6 in the last remaining box. And finally, got 5 empty spaces in this box. Can't put a 6 here because there's already a 6 in this column. Same, there's already a 6 in this column. There's already a 6 in this row, so the last 6 has to go here. I should note, you can always find where the 6 goes if there's... So you see how these, there's sort of a set of 3 boxes here that all contain the same columns? And 2 of the 6's are already filled in. So this tells us that we can't have a 6 on the left column or the middle column of this box, so it has to go on the right column of this box. Similarly, we have a set of 3 boxes here that sort of form 3 rows. We know it can't be the top row, we know it can't be the bottom row, so it has to be the middle row. Whenever we have a situation like this, where you have the 2 boxes in the same with the same columns, and the 2 boxes with the same rows already have the 6's in them, you're always going to be able to find where the 6 goes in this box. Because the row can be determined and the column can be determined. So even if there weren't any numbers in this box, you would always be able to find where that last 6 goes. So it's really, really nice to find situations like that. I generally try to keep track in my head if I pick a number, which boxes already have that number, because there are patterns to where you're going to likely be able to find more 6's, where it's going to be forced. Basically, you want a lot of 6's, if say we're targeting 6's, you want a lot of 6's in the boxes that have the same rows and columns of the box you're looking for. Was that worded okay? I think that makes sense. Okay, so let's look at 9's next. I don't know if there's that many of them, but I'm noticing that in this box, you can't put a 9 in any of these 3, because there's already a 9 in this column. So where does the last 9 have to go? Right here. Alright, now this box. I'm going to let you take a moment to figure out where a 9 has to go in this box. There's 4 spaces. Check each of them to see if you can find where the 9 has to go. Alright, I'm gonna say the answer now. You can't put a 9 in either of these two because there's already a 9 in this column. You can't put a 9 here because there's already a 9 in this row, so the last remaining spot for a 9 is right here. Now in this box, there's already a 9 in this column, there's already a 9 in this column. To use my terminology, I suppose, it can't be the left column because there's already a 9 in that column. It can't be the middle column of this box. There's already a 9. It has to be in the right column. And there's only one spot in the right column, so this is where it has to be. So that's 7 of our 9s. Let's look at the last two. The last two boxes that don't have 9s in them are this one and this one. So let's look at this one. Where can a 9 go here? Can't go here, because there's already a 9 in that column. And in that row, for that matter. Can't go here, because there's already a 9 in that row. And it can't go here, because there's already a 9 in that column. A 9 could go either here or here. One thing to do, some people like to pencil in 9 here or here to denote that these are where a 9 can go in this box. And there are some variations in which I like this method. But in general, I use my pencil marks to tell me these are all of the numbers that can go here. 9 is not the only number that could possibly go here. Yeah, I mean a 3 could also go here, for example. There's not a 3 in the same row, column, or box as this square yet. So I'm not going to I'm not going to leave these pencil marks in because that will confuse me later. It's important to be consistent with your notation. So let's check this box up here since this one didn't work. We can't put a 9 in any of these three because there's already a 9 in this row. But we could have a 9 here or here. There's no immediate contradictions from getting a 9 here or here. So okay, we can't finish the 9s quite yet. What other numbers might we want to look at? I see where a 4 has to go in this box, do you? It can't go in the top row because of this 4. It can't go in the top row of this box, and it can't go in the bottom row of this box because of that 4. So it's got to go in the middle row, one of these three. These two already have numbers in them, so it's got to go there. Anything else we can do with 4s? Well, okay, let's try a slightly different technique. Actually, let's go back to the original one, the first one I taught you. Look at this square. I want you to tell me what can possibly go in this square. I'm going to give you a moment to think about it. What goes in this square? There's only one number that can fit here. Okay, so it can't be a 1. There's already a 1 in that row. It can't be a 2 or 3 because there's already a 2 and a 3 in the box. In fact, if you just look at this entire box, all of the numbers are already taken except for 1, 4, and 5. So, I mean, this is later when a puzzle is almost solved. This is a technique I like to use. I look at a box and I go, okay, what are all the numbers that are left that need to be filled in? We need to have these three boxes need to be a 1 and a 4 and a 5 because these are the only numbers left. We need to have one of each. Everything else is filled in. We need a 1 and a 4 and a 5. But this one can't be a 1 because there's already a 1 in that row. And it can't be a 5 because there's already a 5 in that row to the left. So if it has to be a 1 or a 4 or a 5, and it can't be a 1 or a 5, it's got to be a 4. And now, what's left in this box? It's got to be a 1 and a 5. If I'm moving a little fast, I've had a lot of practice. It takes some time to build up the ability to recognize what's missing from a set of 9 numbers. So let's look at this row now. What's left? We have 1, 2, don't see a 3. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, don't see an 8, and there's a 9. So 3 and 8 are left. Which one do you think is the 3 and which one do you think is the 8? This one can't be a 3 because there's already a 3 in this column, or in this box, whichever way you want to look at it. So it's got to be the 8. Oops. And this one's got to be the 3. Now this box only has 2 left. I can just tell you looking at it that it's a 1 and a 4, but if you want to count it out, don't see a 1. I generally like to count it out in my head. In my head, I either divide it into sets of 3, like, okay, 1, 2, 3. I don't see a 1, but I do see 2 and 3. I don't see a 4, but I do see 5 and 6. And then I do see all of 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. Or I'll break it into odds and evens. I don't know why that helps me, but for some reason it does. So 1 and 4 are missing. Is this one a 1 or a 4? Well, it can't be a 4 because there's a 4 already in the column. So this is going to be the 1, which leaves the 4 to go there. Now, this tells us which way these should go. This one can't be a 1 because there's already a 1 in this row, so it's got to be the 5. However, I'm not going to fill this in quite yet because I want to teach you about pairs. Okay. So what do I mean by a pair? What numbers can go here? Just 1 or 5. What numbers can go here? Just 1 or 5. This means that if this one's a 1, I mean, they can't both be 1s because they're in the same column, right? And in the same box. They can't both be 5s. So if this one's a 1, then the other one has to be a 5. And if this one's a 5, then the other one has to be a 1. Basically what I'm saying is one of them has to be a 1 and the other one has to be a 5. Does that make sense? Okay. So now suppose we have another box somewhere in this row, or this column, sorry. Say this box I've got highlighted right here. What if this was a 1? If this were a 1, well, okay, there's already a 1 in this row, so let's say this is a 5. What if this is a 5? If I fill a 5 in right here, now okay, what does this one have to be? This one has to be a 1 or a 5, and it can't be a 5 because there's already a 5 in this column, so it'd have to be a 1. By the exact same logic, this one has to be a 1 or a 5, and there's already a 5 in the column, so it has to be a 1. My point is, if we fill in a 5 somewhere else in this column, then both of the ones we have marked, both of the ones in our pair, would have to be 1s, and that's bad. We can't have 2 1s in the same column. So what this means is this can't be a 5. And by the exact same logic, if you flip the 1 and 5, this can't be a 1, because then both of the numbers in the pair, both of the squares in the pair, a pair of squares, it rhymes. They would both have, if this were a 1, both of the squares in the pair would have to be 5s, and again, that's bad. So basically, whenever I see 2 pencil marks in the same box, or in the same column, or in the same row, that each have 2 numbers and it's the same 2 numbers, we can tell that those 2 numbers never go anywhere else in the same column or row. So this one can't be a 1 or a 5. This one also can't be a 1 or a 5. So what's left for these? Well, can't be a 1 because of the pair. We already have a 2 in this row, in this column. Could be a 3. Let's pencil mark in a 3. There's already a 4. Can't be a 5 because of the pair. There's already a 6. Could be a 7. There can't be an 8. Can't be a 9. So these two have to be a 3 and a 7. And this actually makes another pair. If these were in the same box, say, then we might be able to reason even farther using this pair. So that's a slightly more advanced technique, I suppose, is pairs. I would say it's an intermediate technique. But I think puzzles are a lot more interesting when you don't just use the basic techniques, of looking at individual boxes and say what can go here, and looking at individual rows and columns and say where can this number go. So that's pairs. I hope that made sense. If not, then leave me a comment or something. I know there's no one watching, but you never know if someone's watching the video later. I have my contact information down right below the stream, so please feel free to email me. I will respond, even if you do not think I will. Believe me, I will. Anyway, so as I said, we know this one can't be a 1, because there's already a 1 in this row, so let's go ahead and fill that in now. This one is a 1 or a 5, and it can't be a 1, so it's a 5. Leaving this one to be a 1. Oh, now this row only has one blank left in it. We can just look at all the other numbers to figure out what the last one has to be. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't see a 5, but I do see 6, 7, 8, and 9, so this one has to be a 5. Now similarly, this box now has just one left, also this row. And 4 is the only number that's missing. Okay, great. Now where would you look next? One important skill necessary to solving Sudokus quickly is to figure out where the action is, as I like to call it. You gotta figure out where the next step of logic is. It's sometimes not always in the obvious place. But what does the obvious place mean? It usually is in the place where you already have a lot of numbers. The more information you have, the more likely you're going to be able to figure out. Let me start over. If you have more information in a spot, you're more likely to be able to make useful deductions. The more information you have, the better, is basically what I'm trying to say. So let's look over here. This box here already has 6 numbers in it. That means there's just 3 left. So already you can kind of see the number of things that have to happen in order to force one of these. Like we only have to eliminate 2 other numbers, right? So if I were to look at like this box instead, it only has 4 numbers, there's 5 blanks left. It would take a little bit more work to figure out like what any one has to be, because you'd have to eliminate 4 other choices. Here we only have to eliminate 2 choices. So a quick look through tells me that a 1, 3, and a 5 are missing from this box. Let's look at this square here. What can go here? Keeping in mind that 1, 3, and 5 are missing from this box, this has to be a 1 or a 3 or a 5. There's already a 1 in this row. There's already a 3 in this column, so it's got to be a 5. Whoa, what is that? How did that happen? I'm gonna undo. I don't know what I just pushed. This is a 5. Okay. Now these have to be a 1 and a 3. So let's look. Do we see a 1 anywhere else in this row or column or box? Nope. Or a 3? Nope. How about here? I don't see a 1 anywhere in this row or this column or this box. So we don't know yet which is a 1 and which is a 3 is the point. So let's pencil mark them in. As I said earlier in the stream, pencil marking is always useful. Now at the very least I can just glance at this later and see, oh wait, what can go in this square? Oh right, a 1 or a 3. Also, it's helpful for noticing pairs, like this is a pair now. This has to be 1 or, this one has to be 1 or 3, this one has to be a 1 or a 3. One's a 1, the other's a 3. And it's not really a useful one because there aren't any other blank squares in that column or in that box. But my point still stands. It's easier to notice pairs if you use pencil marks. Okay, so let's move down to this box down here. A 3 and a 7 and an 8 are missing. So let's use a slightly different method, one that I find a little bit more useful. Where can a 3 go in this box? Can't go here or here because there's already a 3 in this column. Envision sort of a line coming out from this 3 going down, crossing off these 2 boxes. And that leaves that a 3 has to go here. Oops, I'm still doing pencil marks. 3 has to go there. That leaves in a 7 and an 8 for these 2. Because these share the same column and the same box, we're going to have to look to the rows to distinguish them. And indeed, we do already see an 8 in this row, so this one can't be the 8. This has got to be the 7 then, and this is the 8. This is the 8. Okay. Not the 7. Can't have 2 7s. Alright. So now we have 4 boxes all filled in. And that top left one is really close. Let's say I mean, really, we're over halfway done, because ordinarily, like, once you have this much of a puzzle, it's kind of a breeze to finish it off. The last box is way easier than the first few, typically. Let's look at this row. There's only two blanks left. I see 1, 2, 3, no 4. I see a 5. I see a 6, no 7, and I see an 8 and a 9. So we gotta have 4 and 7 in these two boxes. This one can't be a 7, because there's already a 7 up in this column. So it's gotta be a 4. Which means the remaining one has to be a 7. Now look, remember we noticed, and we wrote down, that these two have to be a 3 and a 7 in some order. And we just wrote down that there's a 7 here. What does that tell you? Yeah, this one can't be a 7 because it's in the same box. One thing to keep in mind when you're filling in squares is that each square you fill in gives you more information, which can lead to a next step. So whenever I fill in a square, I'm looking around seeing what immediately follows from this 7 that I just filled in. And right here, this has to be a 3 or a 7, and now it can't be a 7, so it's got to be a 3. That tells us that this is the 7. Okay, great. What's left in this box? 1, 4, and 5. Just gonna tell you. 5, there's already a 5 in this row. So the top row of this box cannot have a 5 in it, because of this guy. So that leaves just this one. Now we have a 1 and a 4. Now how might we distinguish these two boxes? I mentioned this earlier, but let me reiterate. These two squares. I'm trying to distinguish between the term square and box. A square is where a single number goes. A box is like this 3x3 region that has to contain 1 through 9. So there's a 1 and a 4 left. Great. These two squares, how can we distinguish them? They're in the same box, and they're in the same row. So any difference between these is going to have to come from the columns. So I would immediately, given that these two squares are left, I would immediately look at the columns. Do you see a 1 or a 4 in either of these columns? Yeah, there's one right here, right? There's already a 4 in this column. So this can't be a 4. This has got to be the 1, and this one has to be the 4. Now this column has 8 numbers already in it. That means there's only one thing left that this could possibly be. It's got to be the only number that's not in this column yet. I see 9, I see 8, I see 7, I see 6, I see 5, I see 4, I see 3, I see 2. Don't see a 1 yet. This has got to be the 1. Oh, and remember that we wrote down that this has to be a 1 and a 3? Now there's a 1 in this row. Again, remember, look, when I just filled in this 1, I looked to see what does this 1 tell me next? What's an immediate consequence of this 1? An immediate consequence of this 1 is that there can't be a 1 anywhere else in this row. And right here, this has to be a 1 or a 3. Now it can't be a 1. Now it has to be a 3. And the other one has to be the 1. Okay. Immediate consequence of this 3. Go. I want you to say it out loud. Tell me, what's an immediate consequence of this 3? Yeah, there might be a few, but actually I think there's only one because the column and the box are already filled in. But in this row now, this row has 8 numbers in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, there's no 5. Gotta be a 5. Now, I'll let you practice figuring out what number is left here. I'll give you a few more seconds. Okay, what number goes here? Can't be a 1. You should already see a 1, already see a 2. There's no 3, that's the answer. But just to verify, there's already a 4, there's already a 5, there's already a 6, there's already a 7, there's already an 8, and there's already a 9. So yes, 3 is the only number missing. Alright, so how about, this box still has 5 empty spaces in it? That's still a lot. So maybe let's look let's break it down a little farther. Break it into rows. This row only has 2 left, and this row only has 3 left. So what's missing from this row? I'm going to let you practice again. What's missing from this row? Let me give you some time to figure that out. Do you have it yet? Yeah, it's a 7 and a 9. We already see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8, so it's got to be 7 and 9. So which goes where? Well, there's a 7 right below this square, so you should hopefully notice this can't be a 7. There's already a 7 in this column, so it's got to go this way. Yeah, so this is, at this point, we're basically done. We've been basically done for a while, but, when we're this close to done, you really can always just use the most basic techniques. So what's left in this box? 3, 5, and 8. Where can a 5 go? Not here. There's already a 5 in this column. Already a 5 in this column too. So here's where the remaining 5 has to go. 3 and 8 are now left. And I don't actually see a 3 or an 8 that contradicts anything yet. So let me write them down and look somewhere else. How about right here? This column already has 8 in it. The only thing that's missing is a 9. This row also already has 8 things in it, 8 numbers. All that's missing is a, you tell me? That's right, a 3. Bam, what's an immediate consequence of that 3? Hint, we wrote some stuff down earlier. Makes it easier to see this because we wrote it down. This has to be a 3 or an 8, and we just wrote down a 3 in this column, so it can't be a 3, it's got to be the 8. And actually, I filled in that second box really quickly, but since this can't be a 3 and has to be an 8, now there's 8 numbers in this box. Well, there's actually several ways to see this. The first is to notice that there's already 8 numbers in this box, and a 3 is what's missing, so this has to be a 3. Alternatively, maybe even faster, is to notice, well, we already wrote down that this has to be a 3 or an 8, and it can't be an 8 now, because we just wrote down an 8 in the same box. So this is the 3 now. Now, last 2 squares, what's left in this column? And what's left in this column? I will let you figure it out. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. I guess you can pause the video if you need more time, but what's missing from this column? We see a 1, we see a 2, we see a 3, we see a 4, we see a 5, we see a 6, we see a 7. We don't see an 8, but we do see a 9. So this is an 8. And what's left here? That's right, it's a 7. Congratulations, you solved the puzzle. Good job. If you've never solved a Sudoku before and you walked through that with me, congratulations on solving your first Sudoku. Good job. May it be the first of many more. Actually, let me say one brief thing about that last bit. Not really relevant if you're a beginner, but actually, when I told you to find the last 2 numbers remaining in these 2 columns, what you may have done is you looked at this column and you counted all of the numbers and figured out that there was an 8 missing, and then you looked in this column and you figured out that there was a 7 missing. Actually, a more efficient way to do this is to notice these are both in the same box, right? Or even the same row if you want. So what you can do is you can look at these 7 numbers and figure out which 2 are missing. We see a 1, we see a 2, we see a 3, we see a 4, we see a 5, we see a 6. No 7 and 8 because that's what's missing. And there's a 9 already. So these have to be a 7 and an 8. Oh, why does this keep happening? Okay, we see a 7 and an 8 in some order in here. And then we can look at the columns. Well, there's already a 7 here and an 8 here. So 7 can't go in this column and 8 can't go in this column. So it has to be this way. That's the way I did it, actually, when I was looking at that for the first time. So, I guess if you're just getting started, every little trick to get you going a little bit faster is nice, but I also wouldn't sweat speed. I'd sweat just finishing. So it's been over 2 hours now. Thanks for watching. I enjoyed this. It's nice to get back to classics. Variants are fun. I do love variants, but getting back to the roots of Sudoku solving, it's great. So I will be streaming next Wednesday, hopefully. Actually, not scratch that. It's not hopefully. I will be streaming next Wednesday. I promise you. I have a schedule and I am sticking to it. I have not decided what I haven't picked puzzles out for it yet. I'll probably not just do classics again. I'll probably do some variants. Maybe I'll do a mixture. No promises though. Anyway, hope you stop by next week. I've enjoyed playing Sudoku with you this evening. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Goodbye.